Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat's Let's Play That. Today we're taking a look at Gaplus. So I don't actually know what Gaplus is, but it looks like a shoot 'em up from Namco, and I mean, they made Galaga, and to a lesser extent Galaxian, and those were pretty darn good games. Galaga a bit more so than, well, what do you know? This is just an enhanced version of Galaga. Now you might be saying to yourself, gee, that sounds like a fairly dismal explanation, like, oh, it's just Galaga except better. But I think you're missing the point. Galaga is amazing. Oh my gosh, just so many things that Galaga did were just, oh, well, weird. Is it me or did they change the timing so if you're real used to the original Galaga, then they don't come at you? Oh, I see. It's because this is level 1, but they're actually sending guys at you. So that's kind of a disappointment. Well, I don't know. Level 1 should be safe. You should be able to, like, fire with impunity. Also, I don't know how they did it, but it feels like the double shot is just ever so much faster. Wow. Everything's faster now that I think about it. Also, what? Is this good or bad? Oh my gosh, I didn't even have to think to get the bonus ship. What's... Oh, okay. What? What the heck? Okay, I legitimately did not know anything about this. I don't know anything about this game, but I'm learning things, and they don't make sense, but I'm learning things. Oh, wow. This, and you can move up and down? They've changed all the rules, while somehow essentially changing none of them. This is like the most fever dream reimagining of Galaga I've ever seen. Oh, and then when your main ship dies, everybody dies. If I recall in Galaga, well, in Galaga, okay, fine. It was two identical ships kind of glued together. So if one dies, then, like, I don't know, the hive mind moves to the other ship, and so nothing of consequence happens. Well, you lose your double firepower, but what the heck is this? I mean, there's music too, but I mean, it's 84, so I'd imagine music was invented by then, but weird. Okay. Old habits die hard. You know, I'm gonna have to play a little bit of Galaga after this just to get the taste of this out of my mouth, because, geez, moving up and down? Well, I may like to think of myself as not being an old fogey, but sometimes just too many changes. Too many changes. If I'm playing a Galaga type game, I want to only move left and right. Although I do kind of like the double shot. Like, I mean, it seems like the same rules apply, where... Oh, come at me. Come at me. This is like the most needlessly exciting moment of the game. And, okay, there we go. So that happens automatically. Like, you don't need skill for it. Because in the original Galaga, you had to, like, really be skillful to set up those double fighter scenarios, because one, you had to let it capture you, so okay, you already couldn't be at your final life or anything silly like that, and then when the guy was coming at you, you had to panic and you had to shoot the alien, not your ship, and then if you could even handle that, then you had to hold on to your ship the whole way through. The overall riskiness and experience kind of reminds me more of multi-ball, actually, from pinball, rather than anything from arcades. But then you get to this, and it's like, they're just handing it to you. And like, yeah, okay, you can suck them up, but it's like, they're just coming to you. Well, okay, that's kind of pleasing. They make funny little big eyes when you hit them. Oh, are you spelling out B's or something? Oh, you're supposed to spell a bonus. So in Galaga, like, you hit them and they die, but in this they kind of bounce around, which initially I thought was kind of cute, but it turns out, like, you have to keep hitting them, and it's like, is that a boss? What? Did we just skip the boss or something? Like, no, we're still doing this. And they just come at you light speed. I mean, Galaga did many things, but it did not go at light speed when shooting enemies all at you. This game is just, it's changing everything. I don't understand why they had to change so many things. I mean, yeah, I realize that shoot 'em ups were getting more and more exciting back in the day, but I don't play Galaga to be excited per se. I play Galaga to be, I don't know, intellectually challenged? I kind of feel like Galaga almost goes, like, slow enough that, like, you can kind of handle anything that happens to you, irrespective of reflexes. But this game is just, like, they're zigging and they're zagging and, like, okay. Now, I'm not gonna say that some of the things this game does are bad. Like, moving up, down, left, right, it's like, that's the basis of, like, every shoot 'em up post-Galaga. And then enemies that move fast, it's like, okay, that's fine. You can deal with that. That's modern shoot 'em ups. But, like, just putting everything in the Galaga system, and it's just, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know what? Just to get the taste out of my mouth, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna boot up Galaga, and I'm gonna pretend like Galaga came up, not this game. Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat's Let's Play That. You know, I'd been jonesing for a good Galaga for a long time, and what do you know, but it came up in the randomizer. So let's give Galaga a good look. Welcome to Galaga. There's no other game like this game, unless you count Galaxian. But in Galaxian, you could only shoot one shot. And honestly, being able to shoot two shots just make this game so much faster. Alright. Check it out. And then you can even jump down here. Man, I'm so glad the enemies don't threaten you in any way, shape, or form in level 1. Because it's level 1, and you should be just getting used to the game mechanics. You've barely seen what the game can do. My, look at those enemy speeds. They are so nice, so slow, so forgiving on level 1, allowing you to get used to the controls and the core gameplay mechanics. Okay, wow. That is unfortunate. You know what, let's just write this one off as lost, and then restart, and then focus, and then set a high score. I'm pretty sure I've made it to level 20 some odd in the past, but again, nothing, results don't matter unless you can prove them. So let's take a look at Galaga. Oh man, this is Namco's premier shoot 'em up. Check that out. You are locked into a grid of motion, left, right. None of this moving forward nonsense that, frankly, I can't even conceive of because this is inconceivable back in the day. Why would a shoot 'em up need to move forward? That's not how things work. You don't need to move up. You can just stand in the side. Because, I mean, again, enemies are coming at me left, right. I'll come at them left, right. Not a problem. I mean, yeah, some enemies kind of approach a little bit faster than others, but frankly, not a big deal. Not a big deal. You know, I played Galaga in an arcade, well, not an arcade, a bar the other day. And by the other day, I mean like maybe a year ago, and it had been like years since I had played Galaga, and yet something just felt reassuringly familiar about the game. It's a fairly welcoming game despite being utterly unforgiving. It gives you a relentless onslaught, so you have to stay on your toes forever, but at the same time, it gives you more than enough tools to deal with everything. Like, the enemies, they move at a reasonable pace. Well, okay, that was all me. But then, they shoot, like, reasonable amounts of shots at you. There's none of this, like, overwhelming nonsense. Oh, challenging stage. Do I still got it? The trick is to be in just the right position so that the enemies just all file into your shots and then all get wiped away. Unfortunately, that makes the challenging stages maybe a bit more about repetition than actual, maybe out-and-out skill. I don't know. I mean, pretty much you just have to figure out those ideal spots to be in, and then you can just wipe the floor with those guys. Alright, now that we're in level 4, we've already had a challenging stage, for Christ's sakes. We've been acquainted with the game. Now, and only now, can the enemies kind of kamikaze suicide bomb you. This is nice. Unlike other games where the enemies just go full ham on you right from the beginning. Oh man, the danger scorpions. Every time I see those, it's just like, do I go for it? Do I go for them? And the answer is, well, you shouldn't, but you will. Because it's exciting. It's fun. Like, I mean, I put a credit in the game, but like, I don't want playtime per se. I want to be entertained. I don't come to arcades just to like babysit myself. Although, back in the past, I may or may not have been raised by arcade machines. But like, I want some fun. I want to live. I want to experience something I've never experienced before. That's not entirely true. A lot of these games, sometimes I want to get exactly the same thing I've experienced before. Like, playing Galaga. It's a nice, familiar, reassuring experience. And like, you can't play Galaga twice in a row. I mean, Galaga is a slow burn. And especially, too, with no continue function that, like, if you want to, see all of the Galaga glory, you are gonna have to like strap in and get pretty good. But if you can get away from those shortcomings, and I mean, it's not so bad, because you just need to play like a game a day or something. That's probably the limit. Maybe a game every hour at most. But like, you do that, and you can get the most Galaga fun you can probably stomach. A human being can probably stomach. I mean, you gotta be cognizant of, like, how to enjoy each game best. Oh man, the challenging stages. I think no game better understands, like, how helpless you can feel while playing it, and then gives you a weird chance to turn the tables on the opponents. I don't think I've seen many shoot-'em-ups that kind of have these, like, challenging stages where you're meant to, like, you're essentially given free reign to completely wreak havoc on the enemies, and then they just tell you, it's like, hey, go at it. We know that they're wrecking your day every day. It's like, just get some in return. And this is fun. And you know what? All this on what? 2 credits? And I mean, one of them was just a warm-up credit, which every now and again, you need to put a warm-up credit into a game. Like, just like gambling. Some game arcade cabinets are a little bit cold when you first touch them, and so you gotta warm them up. It's sort of like racing cars, where you gotta get the rubber moving to warm it up. Yeah, that's what I tell myself sometimes. Oh, all right, not bad, not bad. Not bad. Ah, that music. That really takes me back. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard having your name entry screen music be the most musical thing you hear, because, like, then it's like, well, you're not going to get the name entry screen every time. And even if you do, after a while you won't, because, I mean, you're only human. Oh, man. You know what? Let's just do a long play of this or something. No talking, just playing. I'll fast forward back to where I was, and then I'll just play. So stage 8, let's see if I can beat that. Oh man, it's tense moments like that that really make this game. It's moments of intense vulnerability followed up with moments of intense power. That's what this game is all about. Oh. If you shoot the end scorpion, then they disappear when the flag goes off screen. I'm sure everyone in the world has noticed that, but a fun little factoid. Oh yeah, the stage where they suddenly turn to vulnerable again. Good times, good times. Although, it's really just a harbinger of the end. Because the next stage, I'm pretty sure they come at you and they fire, and they come at you even harder than before. But hey, it's nice to have a breather stage. Oh jeez. This is pretty rough. Who's got the skills to pay the bills? I got my heart rate up. Oh, and I was so close to just threading it in there. I think I'd severely underestimated how hard it is to get to stage 20. I mean, it's possible, sure, but you gotta be pretty darn good. Got to be pretty darn good. I'm just gonna let it run on this music for a while. That was some good old-fashioned fun. So yeah, that was Gaplus, guys. If anyone asks you, just tell them you've been watching Gaplus this whole time. It's been Galaga, but it's been Gaplus, you know? It's been Gaplus. Namco sure knows how to make them. Man, oh man. I'm pretty sure anybody watching this is like 30 minutes. How could he be watching 30 minutes? He barely even plays 10 minutes. But, yeah, I mean, Gaplus, I think the problem was it stayed too much to Galaga to be any good for itself. Like, it clearly wanted to branch out, it clearly wanted to add in new elements, but it was just adding in elements haphazardly, elements that don't really work with the whole Galaga system. And I mean, sure, okay, maybe they want to do continues or something, or okay, maybe their choices would make more sense if they had a continue system, And I kind of feel like it would, because it seems like they're going a lot more for the BS kind of throw everything at you except the kitchen sink, except when you fight a boss, that's when the kitchen sink is the boss sort of approach. But the whole beauty of Galaga is just, it tests your skills to such crazy extremes, but it's a game that's so much about like giving you power and being able to take that power away in like an instant. Like sometimes the enemies don't fire back and you just feel like a god, just mowing them down. But then sometimes like the enemies are coming at you real fast and then they're shooting and you just feel so overwhelmed. You're just kind of searching around. You're just like, oh my gosh, will I hit something? Oh, please don't kill me. But like, and it's so expertly crafted in how it shifts from like one extreme to another, sometimes within a matter of seconds actually. But then you look at Gaplus and it's just a mess of like enemies move too fast, you don't have enough maneuverability, like you can't continue, but like it's not exactly hard either. It's not the right kind of hard at any rate. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Just give me Galaga any day. Well, okay, let's put it this way. So Namco likes to put out a whole bunch of collections called Namco Museum. There's a reason why Galaga has been in every single one of them, but I've never seen Gaplus before. Because, I mean, that's frankly, that's how I know about Galaga, from the Namco Museums. Actually, yeah, Namco Museum for the N64 was my first taste of Galaga. Man, oh man, was that a taste. Well, I think we've done enough reminiscing of Gaplus, am I right? But so on that note, this cat's got a scat.